Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who typically watch my videos, this is probably going to be a different setup, which you also probably saw by the title that this is going to be a different kind of movie, a different kind of video. I'm sorry if you can hear some noise in the background. That is my daughter in the living room watching a movie. I have it soundproofed as much as I possibly can, I guess, and you can still hear it. But hopefully you guys can still hear me and understand what I'm saying. But yeah, if you read the title of this video, you will know that this video is mostly going to be about anxiety and depression. These are my tips and things that have helped me along the way. Of course, I've kind of picked up some of these techniques or tips from other YouTubers or online like articles, blogs, family members, stuff like that. So with that being said, you know, these are just things that help me, and I hope that they can kind of help you as well. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. So yeah, I think that my first tip, like the biggest tip that really changed my life, which is totally crazy now that like I'm actually sitting down and talking about it, would definitely have to be music. Music changed my life. And I don't just mean like music, just any kind of music. I mean like I will turn on this like playlist. I'll do it, I'll take like a warm shower or a warm bath, usually a warm bath, and I'll kind of get like my mood in the bathroom going. Like I'll kind of like dim the lights, or not dim the lights, but turn the lights out, put my candles, like have my scents that I like, and just kind of like decompress and like really just like listen to the music and kind of clear my mind, because this music is just gonna consist of sounds mostly, so you're gonna really be able to like be in your inner thoughts and just kind of like gather your head and clear your head and just know what's going on around you, if you will. And if anyone who's watching this is also a single mom, I know the thought of that, it sounds like it's impossible, like you're not gonna be able to do it. But trust me, there are times when your child is asleep, or you know, in the evenings, maybe you put your child to bed early like I've been doing, and you can kind of go and like take your bath and listen to your music. Or even if you just want to sit in your room and just listen to this song, like this music in your room, like do that. Like that can also help you as well. So I think that's definitely a big one that changed my life. Like honestly, it really changed like how I cope with anxiety and like really like healing myself, if you will. So yeah, the second tip that I would definitely have for you guys would be to practice like breathing. I know this is gonna sound so like typical, like everyone says practice your breathing, you know, whatever. But like when you feel like that anxiety approaching, I feel like a big thing for me is learning to breathe correctly. I know sometimes that's not always the easiest thing, because you just that's the last thing in your mind is breathing correctly. You just don't know what to do. You feel helpless. But I think the best way to like put this is like when it's happening to you and you don't know what to do, practice like healthy breathing. I think that's definitely a big thing that I've learned that really helps me, just because there's really nothing else you can do during those moments. You know, you really need to learn to like calm yourself and kind of gather yourself and gather your thoughts and just kind of like get things together. You know what I mean? Also, my third tip would have to be I really take time to think of the positive things in my life. Like I said, I know all of this can be really hard when you are anxious and depressed, and like that's the last thing on your mind is things like that sometimes. But I try to think of the good things that I've done, the accomplishments that I've made, the things that I'm blessed with, you know, my life, and just like I have a house, I have a home, I have food on my table, I have a job, I have a beautiful, healthy daughter. You know, everything may not be the way I want it to be, and sometimes I might not be completely happy with my life, but I definitely think that you need to take consideration of the things that are good in your life, and just always be hopeful and always give yourself credit for, you know, the things that you've accomplished, because you can't like tear yourself down and compare yourself to other people and like let yourself get that down because you're not like everyone else or whatever your reasoning may be. You just kind of have to focus on your good and what you've accomplished. And even if it's small things, those are things that matter to you. And they definitely are things that you should like keep yourself encouraged with. So I think that's a big one for me too. I definitely always try to like take a moment and try to remember like all the amazing things that I'm blessed with, how, you know, some people don't even have like some of the things that are common for me, they don't even have that. So it's like I definitely take time to really just acknowledge the things in my life that are good, you know what I mean? And then my fourth tip would definitely be, this is a big one. I think everyone knows this subconsciously, or everyone just knows, they know what they should be doing. But typically people who have anxiety or depression sometimes, you know, is triggered by a certain thing, like a significant other or your job or a friend or like whatever it may be. Sometimes if you're in a situation where you can kind of remove the toxic out of your life, I think that's definitely something that you have to do when you're trying to make yourself feel better about, you know, anxiety or depression. So I think you definitely have to just remove it. Just remove anybody, anything that is a terrible, like, toxic issue in your life. You just have to cut it off and be done with it and move forward. And you're never gonna have a better life, honestly, if you choose to keep those things in your life just because they're just, you're not gonna be able to, you're just not gonna be able to like feel, you can't like take the steps forward and still have the negative toxic energy in your life, because it's just not gonna, it's not gonna all coincide together, you know what I mean? You've gotta like put your mental health before everything else. And I know in some situations, like, you know, people are married or you have a child with someone, or you know, you need your job, things like that, but you just need to like take the steps to kind of like redo your life and kind of like get everything together. I'm definitely no expert when it comes to this. I'm definitely am still guilty of having toxic situations in my life, but I feel like, what is she doing in there? Oh my god. But I feel like I definitely try every single day to kind of get my steps going in the right direction to kind of getting myself where I need to be when it comes to those issues. That's a big one, girls and boys. That's a big, big one. And then my fifth tip, which is obviously like my favorite tip out of all of these, and it would definitely be to treat yourself or indulge, or, you know, when I say this, I don't mean like blow your bank account, go like blow your credit cards up, like don't like do this and then be broke the next week. But like I'm saying, if there's an opportunity to do something small for yourself, like do it, you know what I mean? Like buy yourself flowers, buy yourself a meal, like take yourself out to dinner, you know, don't like, I'm not saying like go shopping and be like, okay, like I need to like spoil myself, I'm gonna buy myself all of this. Don't like do that, don't go crazy. But like, you know, there are situations where I think you should definitely try to, you know, like spoil yourself, give yourself like something to look forward to. And I think this all kind of ties back to like some women who may not be where they want to be like in their relationship. Like don't let that affect how you feel. You know, this is kind of going all over the place, this video, but I feel like this kind of all ties in, right guys? I hope so, maybe. But yeah, like just yesterday, I literally went and bought myself like roses because I just really wanted some pink roses to go in my room. And I was like, I'm gonna buy myself some pink roses. So I totally did. And I mean, it definitely keeps you in that, mindset where you feel like you don't depend on anyone to make you happy. You kind of are making yourself happy, things like that. And I feel like this all kind of ties in with anxiety and depression and just kind of like making yourself feel better, you know, like you need to kind of like take care of you and make you feel good, and then all of these other underlying issues might kind of slowly be resolved, is the way I try to approach it. And then my sixth and final tip I hope I don't get like any negative feedback with this, I guess, but I hope it sounds normal. But I definitely think that, you know, if you are experiencing any like major anxiety problems or depression, you should always seek the help of a medical provider. I've always reached out to medical providers for help. In some situations, I didn't always get the help that I actually really needed. But you know, here recently, like I told you guys, I did go to the doctor, and I'm really in touch with my new provider, and he's been really amazing, and he just really listens to what I have to say and really takes my feelings into consideration, and you know, really works like, you know, to figure out what the problem is and to really help me and help my situation, and you know, give me the best tips and, you know, medication if possible that will help me. So I definitely think that's a big one. Some people don't really like want to, some people don't like to think of, you know, having to reach out to like professionals and getting on medication and stuff like that, but some situations, you know, are not bad. And even if that medical attention means just going to a therapist, sometimes I think that is a good thing to do as well. Because some people do need medication, and some people do have, you know, issues that they can't really handle on their own, and sometimes they do need like an actual, I guess, reliever to kind of help them a little bit during their journey. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if I flew by this way too quick. I hope I didn't. I've been wanting to film this for a while now. I just haven't taken the time to really sit down and really get myself together. I'm busy. I'm a single mom. As you guys know, she's in the living room, you know, watching her shows, and I, you know, constantly say like I can't get this video up because I can't film it, but you know, I take the time today. So I think that, you know, yeah, so, and that's another thing, like, do things that make you happy. And you know, I've been wanting to film this video for so long because it just makes me happy to maybe hope that I can share what helps me a little bit to other people during this like process of finding out who I am, honestly. That's a totally different, you know, video, my story with like my depression and anxiety and things like that, and kind of how I was recently diagnosed, and you know, all of that will definitely be a future video. I definitely want to do that for you guys. But like I said, kind of taking slow approaches to getting my videos out. I really hope that these tips will help someone, or maybe just one person, and I hope that these tips kind of, you know, maybe coincide with my videos that I make. If not, I hope that you guys still enjoy it. But yeah, I think today that is pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions, or you have tips that maybe you like or things that help you, definitely comment those below. And just, you know, I would love to read other people's tips and things. Or, you know, if you just have any like comments for some of the things that I, you know, mentioned, you know, definitely comment below. But I will definitely be shooting some future videos at you guys soon on Instagram, and I also have Snapchat. I will have those linked down below for you guys. So until then, I will see you guys in the next one.